Hello and welcome to Today in History for the 21st of October. My name is Sotonye Afiesima. Let's get cracking. Let's roll back the blind in our usual tradition to the year 1520. So that would be exactly 5 centuries ago on this day. This was the day that this man, Ferdinand Magellan, he discovered the gateway to circumnavigating the globe. So he was on an expedition. The 3 Spanish ships. He entered the strait, later named for him on this day, sailing between the mainland tip of South America and the island of Tierra del Fuego toward the Pacific Ocean. So this was the day Ferdinand Magellan discovered the gateway to circumnavigating the globe. The year again was 1520, so it's exactly 500 years today. So let's move on to the year 1917, 103 years ago. John Birks, also known as Dizzy Gillespie, was born on this day in Cheraw, South Carolina. Together with Charlie Parker, he was a major figure in the development of bebop and modern jazz. In addition to featuring in these epochal moments in bebop, he was instrumental in founding Afro-Cuban jazz. Among Gillespie's most well-known compositions are A Night in Tunisia, Groovin High, and Salt Peanuts. So this is Dizzy Gillespie, who incidentally I met when I was 14 back home in Nigeria. I used to be in my school band, and we were invited to play at Port Harcourt's Jazz Festival, and this was in 1987. So I was playing the trumpet at the time, and we played Chariots of Fire with Dizzy Gillespie, playing along with us, supporting us in the background. It was absolutely amazing. So it's something some people would say my claim to fame, but yeah, I have met him. I'm humbled that I met him as a teenager a long time ago in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria, at the Hotel Presidential. So Dizzy Gillespie again, who was born on this day in 1917. And of course, the lady who was to become my wife, I played with her father as well, he was the owner of the band at the Hotel Presidential at the time. I don't think he would want me to mention his name, but today he's in the ministry, and a bit of personal history for you. Right, let's move on to the year 1940. On this day in 1940, so exactly 80 years ago, that would be 80 years ago, American novelist Ernest Hemingway published his classic novel, For Whom the Bell Tolls, which is pictured here. It was later adapted into an acclaimed film. Let's move on to the year 1942. This feisty, fiery George Judy Scheindling. She's an American jurist and television personality. Judith Susan Scheindling, known professionally as Judge Judy, is an American prosecution lawyer, former Manhattan Family Court judge, television personality, television producer, and author. Since September 1996, Scheindling has presided over her own successful 4-time daytime Emmy Award-winning arbitration-based court show series, Judge Judy. So that's the name of the show. Scheindling will conclude her popular program after its 25th season, then launch Judy Justice, a similar series. So happy birthday, George Judy Scheindling. She is 78 today. Wow. Happy 78th birthday, George Judy Shinley. Let's move on to the year 1949. Another person was born. Famous person, of course, Benjamin Netanyahu. He was Prime Minister of Israel, serving from the year 1996 to 1999. He is currently also the Prime Minister of Israel, serving since 2009. Netanyahu is also the chairman of the Likud National Liberal Movement. He is the longest serving Prime Minister in Israeli history and the first to be born in Israel after the establishment of the state. So Israel, the state of Israel, in case you don't know, it was established in 1948. So he was born a year after Israel was established. He was born in Tel Aviv to secular Jewish parents. Netanyahu was raised in both Jerusalem and the Philadelphia area of the United States. He returned to Israel immediately upon graduating high school in 1967 to join the Israeli Defense Forces shortly after the Six-Day War. So that's interesting because I often wondered why he had an American accent. So this is the explanation as to why he sounds very, very American. So happy birthday, Benjamin Netanyahu, born on this day in 1949. He is 71 today. 1959, the Guggenheim Museum in New York opens for the very first time. It was designed by famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright. Absolutely beautiful structure. So opened on this day in 1959. So that was 61 years ago, if my math serves me correctly. 61 years ago, Guggenheim Museum was opened. So we move on to the year 1964. So 1964, on this day, the British musical film My Fair Lady, starring Rex Harrison and Audrey Hepburn, had its premiere, and it later won 8 Academy Awards, including that for Best Picture. So one of my parents' favorite movies of all time, probably their favorite movie of all time, My Fair Lady. You know, my mom being a linguist, this was quite interesting for her as well. Bringing someone who was from the gutter, you know, in quotes, a simple flower girl who didn't speak posh enough to belong to the British aristocracy, which Professor Rex Harrison belonged to, the upper middle class of society. And obviously they spoke posh, and, you know, this flower girl needed to be polished so she could fit into their society. Yeah, it's just all about the British class system. It's an interesting movie, you know, full of a lot of laughter, it's a comedy actually. It's quite an interesting movie. So go check it out if you haven't seen it. My Fair Lady. One thing you should also watch, check out the horse race scene on YouTube. Just type in My Fair Lady horse race scene. It's absolutely hilarious. You know, so they're watching this horse race, you know, and they're all dressed up, you know, as you do in the United Kingdom. So this lady, Eliza Doolittle, her character, it's Eliza Doolittle, and obviously Audrey Hepburn played Eliza Doolittle. So the horses are running past, and everyone obviously is encouraging their horses or the horses that bet on to move ahead to win the race. And she screams, you know, "Go on, Grover, move your blooming ass!" And this lady passes out. This posh lady who probably has never been surrounded by unposh people before passes out, and it was so hilarious. So go check it out, guys. Right, let's get back on track. What's next? Today, Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian was born on this day in 1980. So she would be, my God, she would be 40. Wow, absolutely Amazing. 40 years old. Wow. So Kim Kardashian, happy birthday. She's an American television personality and entrepreneur. I don't think she needs any more introduction apart from that. That's Kim Kardashian for you. Married to Kanye West, only just. Born on this day in 1980. So happy birthday, Kim Kardashian. 2018, last but not least, probably not as popular as Kim Kardashian, but American actress, talented in her own right, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who starred in such sitcoms as Seinfeld and Veep, was officially awarded the Kennedy Center's Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, the highest award in comedy. So that is Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who was awarded the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor on this day in 2018. On that note, guys, we have come to the end of today's Today in History for the what's the date today? For the 21st of October. I shall see you tomorrow, 22nd of October, for another edition of Today in History. My name again is Sotonye Afiesimana. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, share this with your family and friends as well. Subscribe by clicking the notification bell as well so that you can receive updates of my video uploads. Stay safe, guys, and I shall see you tomorrow, October 22nd, 2020, for another edition of Today in History. Bye for now.